Chapter 3: Sun, Lightning, Volcanoes, and Humans. In the ceremonial community where I now live and pray in northern New Mexico, there is a small fountain with water that is a door of life. It is there to honor all the feminine waters, the wombs of all women and female animals, as well as the womb of Mother Earth and her nourishing power that keeps us alive. At night, it is a mirror where the moon and the stars can see themselves. This fountain is right in the middle of the area where people usually gather, right in front of the kitchen and dining building. More than once I have found the footprints of wild animals that come at night to drink from this fountain. One time I even found the big footprints of a mountain lion. Throughout the years, I have been able to observe that they come to this water altar more often when there are more people. At first, this didn't make sense, but then the obvious became clear to me. The times when there are more people are usually the times in which our sacred fires are lit, and we are having a ceremony. They feel the vibrations of our ceremonies and feel safe approaching the areas where we live at those times. Somehow they know that they will not get shot. They can feel that when we pray, we are praying for them too. One time, doing a ceremony at a forest in New Hampshire, near the east coast of the United States, I had the chance to learn much about the power of vibrations. We had lit a fire to make an offering to the spirit of a beautiful mountain called Mount Monadnock, and to all the creatures and spirits of the forest. With the help of my rattle, I was singing and singing, but did not get the immediate response that I usually receive when singing to the spirits of nature. I felt a great emptiness in my soul when, after singing for a while, nobody responded. In the mountains of South America, where I come from, this never happens. So I got a little scared and confused, but I kept singing and calling. I could feel that there was a bear living in that area, so I started singing to him until he appeared. It was a really big black bear, walking in circles behind the tree line that marked the boundaries of the clearing where we were sitting. Somehow, one of those rare things that happen in ceremony happened that day. The rest of the people who were there could not be aware of this, but I was listening in my mind to the thoughts of the bear. He was suspicious of us humans, because nobody had come to sing and make offerings in that forest since the Indians were massacred a long time ago. In a very humble way, I cried with my song, asking him for forgiveness, telling him the good news that the white people who were there with me wanted to keep coming to this forest in the future to sing and make offerings. I asked him to use his powerful medicine and help me to awaken the spirits of the forest, and he did so. After this, the feeling completely changed, and the spirits of the forest started coming to receive the offering and to dance with the vibrations of our songs and prayers. Everyone there noticed the change. What a relief. For many years now, some of the people who were in that ceremony have kept their word and continued going to the same spot at the change of every season to light a sacred fire and make offerings to Mount Monadnock. Since ancient times, the other life species have seen and recognized that humans are the only earthly creatures who can light a fire, and that we share this sacred capacity with the sun, the lightning bolts, and the volcanoes. In the remote past, this quality earned us the love and respect of the creatures and spirits of nature. Now we are mostly feared. Throughout modern history, man-made fires used for war have so many times destroyed entire mountains, forests, and cities that were not only the homes of humans but also of many precious life forms. Lighting sacred fires has to do with our necessity to open a door, the mouth of spirit, the mouth of Pachamama, in order to give nourishment to the sources of life. This is a serious responsibility, much less romantic than it seems. When forgetting to nourish the forms of life that nourish us, everything begins to decay and lose its radiance. Keeping life in balance is an art that comes from the most sacred wisdom received by our grandparents, wisdom still alive and practiced by many indigenous nations around the world. The enchanting tribal worlds where these arts are practiced are getting smaller and smaller. The high-tech, high-speed modern world and its global economy is a continuously growing giant. Humankind has consumed millions of tons of resources taken from the planet during the last decades, pushing many forms of life to the verge of extinction. In this modern society, there isn't any consistent practice or tradition used for compensating the earth for all that is taken from her. There are no social habits directed to returning energy and beauty to the big holes that are left after resources are cut, gathered, and consumed. Mostly a minority of indigenous people of different nations around the world are still lighting the sacred fires from which the spirits of the mountains, the forests, the rivers, and the lakes are nourished. In the indigenous worlds still alive, we have never stopped lighting the ancient sacred fires. When a fire is lit in order to sing, dance, and pray, these vibrations resonate all over creation, over all of creation. The continuity of life is fed by the ceremonies that we do at the important cosmic dates, those days when all is open and aligned. We humbly feed the fire, sending nourishment to the spirits of the mountains, to the thunder beings that give us the rain, to our Father Sun, to the four-legged masters that always share their wisdom with us, to the grandmothers that crawl, and to the magic beings that swim in the ocean. We feed the spirits of the plants that nourish and heal us, and the animals that give their lives so we may eat their flesh and continue living. We put medicine in the wind, in the water, in the fire, and in the earth. And our medicine travels to every place where it is needed. We make sure to do this with beauty and grace, wearing colorful clothes, with refined singing and dancing, with the joyful participation of the community. We are careful to do it all from our heart, allowing the great mystery to conduct us and to make us say and do wonders that contribute to the creation of a good life for everyone. The results of our prayers are always good, but the merit is not ours. The only thing we do is to participate in the cosmic dance with the best we have. And the universal sacred powers are the ones who do the main work. The indigenous elders of the world in which I was born say that when we stop nourishing that which nourishes us, removing ourselves from the cosmic dance that generates life, our world becomes ill and eventually comes to an end. Andean people, like most indigenous people around the world, have in their traditions ways of making offerings to nourish Pachamama, our Mother Earth. In the Andes, we use the word Aini to name the art of reciprocity. Aini is an essential aspect of Andean culture. It manifests in great offering rituals, as well as in simple gestures of gratitude towards those who are part of our life. For everything that one receives, there is something to give in return. In our despachos or payments, which are our ancient ceremonies of reciprocity, we offer to the Apukuna, the spirits of the mountains, and to the heart of Pachamama, something similar to what we are requesting. When asking for rain, for example, we add to our offering small cotton balls that become clouds through our prayer's breath. It would be rare in the Andes for someone to build a house without first giving payment to Mother Earth. This payment is a beautiful, colorful, and scented offering of food, coca leaves, and powerful prayers. The vibration of what is put in the offering nourishes the land from where the materials are taken to build the house. To make payment, in this case, is not a mechanical action, like when we comply with a mandatory fee. It is an action that comes from the heart. Runasimi, or Quechua word of the Andes, used to describe what in other cultures is understood as payment, is ahaiwarikoi, which means to hand something to someone with tenderness. After all, this is what makes us humans, our deep desire to hand a gift to the sources of life, through the smoke of our offerings and with the beauty of our prayers and songs. Every day we receive food and water. Every day is a good day to nourish and to keep in good health the sources of our nourishment, giving them thanks with power words, beautiful creative words that today we call prayers.